I was inspired to join Proformex because I've always been attracted to solving big, large, challenging problems. And when you look out into the life insurance industry and the life insurance ecosystem, it has not historically been an area where that industry focuses and prioritizes what happens to policies after they've been sold. And when I had a chance to meet with CEO Chris Beck of Proformex, Mike Pepe, the founder of Proformex, was immediately attracted to this problem in trying to solve something that has never really been solved before. On a personal note, I can remember a Saturday in 2010. My father had just passed away from a sudden and massive heart attack, and he was 56 years old. And on this day, my mom, my sister, a couple of dogs, myself, Dad's financial advisor, were gathered around the kitchen table in our house. And we were trying to make sense of where do we go next with everything as a family. And I can remember after we exchanged pleasantries, the first thing that Dad's trusted advisor shared with us was his life insurance policies. And actually he had 2 policies. And he started the conversation that way because he knew that those policies would provide the security and the peace of mind, not just for our family, but most importantly for my mom. And as we were struggling, as we were trying to understand what does the future look like without this person who's been so important in our lives, that simple start of the conversation set the foundation for everything else and helped put us at ease. And so when I think about Proformex, what I think about is the opportunity to work inside of an industry that is protecting millions of policy owners and millions of beneficiaries, and getting people who want to nurture their book of business, who want to attract new opportunities into that business, who want to grow that book of business, and do so while working in the service of those policy owners and those beneficiaries. And at the end of the day, when you take all the technology and everything else away, what that helps ensure is that those families and those individuals can sleep well at night because they know that those assets, those policies that oftentimes you just forget about, that they'll be protected and they'll be there when you need them the most. Proformex is in a unique position to execute on its mission, I think first and foremost because of the people. And it is people who are not just incredibly driven, incredibly motivated, and incredibly focused on solving this really unique challenge inside of a really large industry. But most importantly, it is people who care deeply about that mission, who care deeply about helping the industry operate in a different way, helping to effectively transform how an industry approaches the way it goes about its business. And that is with a focus on servicing those existing clients, those existing policy owners, and ultimately working and doing everything you can to protect them and to keep those policies providing the safety, the security, the peace of mind, and the comfort that they were originally purchased for. And so I think the first thing starts with people who care deeply about that mission and who care deeply about that vision, because from that core allows us to do everything else. It allows us to reimagine data access and data accessibility inside the industry. It allows us to build incredible products that help you keep track of everything that's happening inside your book of business. It allows us to help bring in the workflow tools that make life easier for you and your team to go work and service those existing clients and those existing policy owners. But if we didn't care deeply about the mission, about protecting policy owners, about helping our customers, helping our partners grow their book of business through the lens of servicing their existing clients, then none of the rest of it would matter, because that belief and that care is what sets the table for everything else. One of the areas that makes Proformex great is our fearlessness, right? And this is an industry, the life insurance industry has been around for a long, long time. And since its inception, the focus has been on generating new sales, generating new activity, and that has occurred oftentimes at the expense of those individuals who have purchased policies, who have purchased protection for that most traumatic of life events impacting their family. And so what inspires me about our team is that we're fearless in our belief that we can transform this industry, that we can help create a better path forward, a path forward that actually does protect those policy owners, protect those beneficiaries, and make it easier along the way for everyone to do that. Oh man, what isn't on the horizon that has me motivated and excited? There's so many things when I think about where the technology and where the platform is going, when I think about where we're going to be able to take the data that we have today and enrich it even more in order to help advise everyone working with us on where to focus their time, where to prioritize their time. When I think about some of the workflow tools and connectivity pieces that are going to bring disparate pieces of this industry together so that they can collaborate together, so that they can communicate together and work together, ultimately to just make everyone's life easier. That's a that's a series of fantastic opportunities that we have right in front of us and have me incredibly motivated and inspired. But if I step back from that and I get at the heart of what we do, again, all of the technology is great, all of the software is great, all of the tools and amazing data and everything that we do is fantastic. But what's most inspiring to me is what can happen on an individual policy level. And so we heard from one of our longstanding customers recently, and they shared with us a policy they had been tracking for several years inside Proformex, had an event where the policy owner had passed away. And they knew right away, because they'd been monitoring that policy, because they'd been tracking it, it had performed exactly as it needed to. So they were ready when the time came to have a conversation with that individual's beneficiaries, and they knew what type of conversation that would be because they had done everything they could for that family to make this moment go as smoothly as possible and to give them the security, the peace of mind, and the comfort that they would need. And they were able to come into that conversation knowing that they had done right by that entire family because they'd been tracking it inside of Proformex. And so while we have amazing technology, we have an amazing roadmap, the things that we're doing to connect the different pieces of the industry to get them collaborating more and communicating more and working together in smarter, more efficient, more secure ways. All of that is amazing, but what inspires me the most, what has me the most excited is what happens on that individual policy level when we're able to have helped our customers, help their policy owners, and ultimately help their beneficiaries, and do so in a way that provides comfort and peace of mind that wouldn't have otherwise been there. As I look out into the next quarter and the next year, what I'm really focused on is continuing to evangelize and grow the Proformex mission. And we believe that there is a better way to go about life insurance, a way that is based on nurturing your book of business, about attracting new opportunities into that business because of how you're servicing your clients, and then ultimately helping that lead to growth opportunities that will ultimately propel your business forward. And all of that is predicated on how you service your existing clients, how you interact with those existing clients, and are you working to protect them as much as possible. And that is a very transformative mindset when we think about how life insurance has historically operated. And so for us, it's incumbent upon our team to not only believe deeply in that being the right way, being the better way forward, but to then get out and showcase that, whether it's in the product tools that we're creating, the data models that we're bringing forward to help folks understand how policies are performing and take proactive action. I get the question all the time, what makes someone successful with Proformex? And the answer to that is really very simple. And it's a belief in servicing your existing book of business, and the belief that you can ultimately grow your practice, grow your business by focusing on those clients you have today, on nurturing those relationships, on servicing those relationships, and how you're attracting opportunities to your business by focusing and differentiating yourself on service. And ultimately, in doing so, you're going to have incredible success with Proformex, because we're going to help you understand what's happening in your book of business. We're going to help you prioritize and focus your time and attention on those policies that need the most proactive attention, on those policies that need ongoing attention, and be able to help you understand where your time, which is so valuable, needs to be spent. And then we're going to give you the tools, automating some of your workflows, providing client reporting that your clients can understand. And in doing so, you will save time, you will grow your business, and you will differentiate yourself amongst your competitors. But for our most successful clients, it starts with that mindset that they want to and believe in servicing their book of business.